You might be wondering if it's the right time to go all in your favorite altcoins. Should you hold BTC instead maybe? Is this a start of a bull run or just a bull trap? What you should do? Stay tuned and I will try to clarify these things for you. Hello guys, my name is Željko and welcome to Unsymmetric. So firstly I wanted to go through the current market situation and where we are, and then look into what you should actually do and how you should proceed in order to pull the best possible returns for the future. So if you're looking at the current price is around 23k and we are consolidating in that area, and like this is the first time after a while that we have a bullish momentum, that we have a higher high after like all the bad events that happened that we experienced. And like there are multiple scenarios in which the price can move from here. Also, one thing that you should take into consideration is that we have a golden cross incoming, and the only way that the golden cross won't happen is if we have a fast decrease in price and then the 50-day moving average would drop faster than the 200-day moving average, but that's very unlikely to happen. And usually this golden cross signalize the bullishness of the market, even though that's not something that will necessarily happen. So some scenarios that can happen, we can have a price continuation, so the price just going up, maybe to 25k, maybe to 28.5k, maybe to 31, maybe even higher before we experience a pullback. Like the second possible scenario that we can experience is a retest of 200-day moving average and then going up, and that's very likely that will happen either now, either like at some a little bit higher price. So the third scenario is that we lose a 200-day moving average and we lose a support at 20k. That's maybe one of the worst scenarios that can happen. The only worst scenario would be like if we break, for example, like 31k and we have a false breakout and then we just decrease super fast. There are some other things that are signalizing that this is possible to happen. For example, if we look into RSI, we can spot pretty much that the RSI is decreasing while the price is going up, so we can see bearish divergence, which often plays out as a drop in price at the end. So we will see how the thing's gonna play out, but probably the best scenario for us is if we retest 200 moving average, because that would show some strength in the market and then we will probably continue pushing up. So I want to move to some data that I use to determine what's like best place to be in. One of the things that I think is the most important when you're deciding whether you should stay in fiat, whether you should stay in Ethereum, Bitcoin or other altcoins is the Bitcoin dominance. And in this chart you can see a comparison of Bitcoin dominance that excludes stablecoin, Ethereum dominance, altcoin dominance, stablecoin dominance, and these above lines are Ethereum that excludes stablecoin and altcoins excluding stablecoins. When you look into this data, you can see that the Bitcoin dominance is increasing the most in comparison to other, and you can see that the stablecoin dominance is decreasing. This is usually a case when we are approaching a bull market and when the price of Bitcoin is going up. But one more important thing to notice here is that the gap between the Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin dominance that excludes stablecoins, it's much larger in comparison to others. And the reason for that is that the majority of the money that actually goes from the stablecoins is going to Bitcoin. Yeah, there are some people that will say some arguments, for example, that Aptos increased, I don't know, like 4x, 4.5x in the last month. But like if you look at the altcoin dominance, you can see that it's still decreasing, or at least it's in stagnation. It's actually more decreasing. So like for the Aptos that went 4.5x up, some other coins didn't increase as much as Bitcoin did, And even if you look at the coin market cap, there are many coins that outperform Bitcoin. But like the lower you go on coin market cap, you will see that there is more and more coins that didn't even increase like 40% as Bitcoin did. So majority of the coins, and then we have more and more coins that are coming up to the market, and they are still like either stagnating, either even decreasing in price. So actually, if you look into this chart, it's still best to be into Bitcoin. And if you compare like with the previous bull run, for example, the price of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin dominance, usually the Bitcoin dominance is going up to the point until we experience a pullback, and until people are certain, okay, this is bull market starting here. And that's the time when people are switching from Bitcoin to altcoins pretty aggressively, as you can see in this chart. So currently, I don't feel that we will have this super aggressive switch. I don't feel that we will have super aggressive bull markets as we had previously either. Like, there are many reasons for that. One of the main reasons, in my opinion, is that now there's a lot of people that are familiar with the futures and leverage trading and stuff like that. And as soon as people start realizing that we might be approaching a bull market, they start doing leverage trading, and they want to 10x, 20x leverage their long positions, and that's something that will push us down probably. I want to show you some other data that I take into consideration as well. So the next one are liquidity maps, and if you look into this data, it's correlated with the previous one. And one important thing to notice here is that the blue lines are 10x long positions, green lines are 5x long positions, purple lines are 3x long positions, orange are short positions, 10x, rather 5x, brown are 3x. So if you look into this, we can notice that a lot of people will actually be liquidated if the price reaches 25.5k, or they will be forced to either add additional capital, or they will either be forced to close their positions at big losses. So same applies for the longs. Like, if we looked into this before a few days, we could see a lot more short positions, and the reason for that are people are expecting the reversal in the market, and now we can see more and more long positions in the market. And if we continue pushing up, this is gonna build up even more, and there will be like more incentives for exchanges and big players in the market to liquidate first the shorts, then the longs, and to take their money. And in a situation where retail investors are looking how to get 10x, 100x gains on the amount of money that they have, the large investors, big companies, they actually look how to liquidate them and take all their money and then position themselves for the next bull run while leaving retail without anything. And this is one of the reasons why I tell people to remain conservative, because you don't want to end up in a situation where you went all in into the markets and the price decreases and you don't have any cash to buy more. And you also don't want to end up in a situation where you're all in cash waiting for a new lower low, and then the price of Bitcoin goes to like 40k and you didn't took any profit. So if you're looking to maximize the gains, this will usually work against you, especially if you look on a long term. Sometimes in a short term you can pull out some profits, but in a long term you will either lose everything or you will miss the biggest opportunities that are in front of you. So the last piece of data that I wanted to show you today, and which I think is important to consider where you're choosing where you should invest your money, is the altcoins accumulation during the recent period. So here you can see comparison of local low and all-time high. So this is pretty much the numbers, how much value the asset preserved during that period. Then we can see a current price in comparison to all-time high, and then we can see how much was the increase from the local low in comparison to the current price in percentages. And if you look into this data, you can see that only 19 coins outperform Bitcoin. So pretty much, yeah, there are some coins, and the people will argue that some coins outperform Bitcoin greatly. For example, Aptos, FXS, Phantom, Lido, for example, Curve as well. But like, if you look into this, you can see that like not many coins outperform like Bitcoin, like I don't know, by 50% or more, maybe 10 of them, and like from which you could get more than double than from Bitcoin. They are not many of them, honestly. And in my opinion, the best time to go into alts is probably on a pullback, because now whichever scenario plays out from the ones that I mentioned to you, like if you hold Bitcoin, you won't be on a big lose, for example. If you look into the chart, you can see that if you go up, Bitcoin dominance might not go that much as altcoins, but on whichever time frame we get a pullback, either if it's immediate pullback, either if we go more up and then we get a pullback, that will definitely be a good time to invest in altcoins and a great opportunity. And it's not just that. If we realize that there is not much strength in the market, that would be, in my opinion, if we lose 200-day moving average, that would be like a strong bearish sign, and probably we would go even more down. And if you hold altcoins, all these altcoins that you're holding now will lose so much value in comparison to Bitcoin, and then you won't see a situation where 19 coins are outperformed by Bitcoin. It will more like maybe 5 to 10 coins, and that's pretty much only because they increased a lot before that, like Aptos, for example. Also, another thing to look into is, as you could see, the Bitcoin dominance is increasing while altcoin dominance is decreasing. So if you compare it with this chart, and you can see that the Bitcoin price increased 47% since the low, that pretty much shows if Aptos increased 227, that there are a lot of coins that perform like really bad, you know. And the lower you're going onto the coin market cap, like if you don't look into the first 100 coins, but if you look, let's say, coins under 300, 400, and like the smaller market cap they have, like there's many of them that didn't increase at all, or they are like, they would be like one of the worst performing if we would add them to this chart. Often people will say that on this way you won't maximize your returns, but you actually shouldn't try to maximize your returns, because that will often lead you that you either need to take small losses, and because you want to maximize everything, you will end up in a situation that you need to take big losses, or you're gonna be even liquidated from the market completely, which is really bad. And for the altcoins, I usually look for the moments when the upside is much higher than the downside, and that would be if we hold 200 daily moving average. If we lose it, then probably like altcoins will lose a lot of value in comparison to Bitcoin, and again you're gonna be in a situation where the Bitcoin dominance is increasing even further. So I hope that I explained everything clearly. If I haven't, feel free to write in a comment section below. Also, I'm looking to hear your opinion on like non-scripted videos like this. So thank you for watching this video. Have a wonderful day, and if you like this video, please subscribe and comment below. Thank you. Bye. Make the hard decisions. Hard choices, easy life. Easy choices, hard life. The only path to success is actually making hard decisions. Often you can choose easy path and it will give you a temporary relief, but in the long term you will remember these opportunities that you missed, or the obligations that you delayed will wait you in the next corner.